Chandra Pepper.
I'm Jane Watson.
And you're about to listen to another episode where we talk about ego.
And funeral practices.
Yeah.
And family.
Lots of family and lots of fun. Welcome to the Sage Stage. Hey. Hello, hello. How are you today?
I am... You want the honest answer or the short answer?
We're starting a podcast.
Okay.
What kind of answer do you want to give?
I'm dealing with some anxiety today, but it's much better than it was when I woke up. So.
I hear you. Mm-hmm. I feel you.
I know you do too.
And cheer.
Yes. What the fuck?
So that brings me to what I think.
Really?
Yes, actually is. Because I think we've both been discussing as we work on this, and it brings up old, unhealed, or maybe healed, but just scabbed over issues in our life. Why? I mean, this does go back to, I guess everything we talk about goes back to fear at some level, because like we've said, there's two emotions in this world, love and fear, and everything else is built up upon that, depending whatever the...
Did we say that?
Oh, I say it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Maybe sure. I haven't said it. Okay, everybody, there are two emotions in this world, love and fear. And no matter what you're feeling, you can boil it all down to, is it coming from a place in love or is it coming from a place of fear? I'm talking bullying, hatred, negativity, self-sabotage.
Fear of abandonment.
Fear. A fear of everything. Insecurities, fear.
That makes a lot of sense.
Love, anything like, and I'm not talking... romantic love, but just that compassionate, open, loving feeling of, I got you, I support you, I respect you, I see you, all comes from just sharing a love for everything, really.
Well, it's also being present to everything that is good in the world and in this moment, and gratitude.
Exactly. So because I've been thinking about things in my life going, why the hell am I stopping myself? And da-da-da. I thought we would talk today about, and I'm just going to put it out there, ego.
I don't know what she's about to say. Ego.
Ego. Because I think when you're younger, your ego hits you in a different way.
Before we go, what does ego mean to you? Because I think that term ego has been bandied around by so many different gurus. We are not gurus, by the way, just heads up. We're just expressing our own.
I am a guru in the way I dress. Yes. Oh, no, sorry. Was that not guru? That's just crazy. Okay, like beatniky.
I love your beatnikness.
Yeah, I do too.
I just made up a word. Beatnikness.
Beatnikness. We can put that in our vocal.
So these are
warm-ups.
our thoughts and feelings. And ego in your mind means?
Ego in my mind means, if we're dealing with someone's ego, I think...
I'm dealing with anxiety because I'm just expressing my own thoughts and opinions here, everybody. Just because
Jane's worried that... Oh, because we got our first troll.
Oh, yeah.
Woo-hoo! Yes. Apparently they didn't listen to the whole clip, and they were men. Sorry, don't yell at me, men. Oh, but it was some man say, exactly. It was some very small-minded. I did troll him a little bit to look on him.
You didn't troll. You just looked. That's not trolling.
I didn't troll. I just looked and went, okay, you know what? I don't care, because what they say, I'm like, grain of sand.
Yeah.
However, but we got our first, so I think that's a sign.
I took it as a sign of like,
look
hey,
at us go.
People are looking.
Listen, and if someone hates us enough to say something,
exactly, we fully expected someone would come along would say something nasty, and I'm still
dealing
with the reverberations of that a bit, I guess, today.
I wish our first comment was a nice one, but whatever, I'll take it.
Hey, we've had lots of nice comments.
Oh, I know, but on TikTok, like a TikTok.
Sure.
We've had people save it, and thank you to those on TikTok, if you're even listening to the podcast, save our little shorts, because, hey, that means a lot to us.
It
that
does.
You thought
it makes a big
what
difference.
We said is that, and that is a little boost to our ego.
Okay, so
ego. That's a great question. I mean, if I go back to my Psychology 101 classes that I took, the ego id, I want to say that ego id, super id, super ego, ego id.
See, I didn't take psychology. So.
I did. Yeah, I did. Because it was easy.
It was not easy for everybody.
Well, it was easy for me. It was memorizing. And I guess because didn't know who I was back then, I could just feel it and go, well, this is what
Okay.
You know, he was the professor. He said to me, he goes, "Oh my God, Chandra, I've never seen anyone whose emotions are so to the surface and this." And he would be very nice to me. And now that I'm saying that, was he trying to
Hit on you?
maybe?
Possibly.
I was pretty hot back
Could
then.
could also be a bit of column A and a bit of column B.
But I think I never felt creeped out, and I usually had a good
you have a
radar
good
for that.
creepometer.
But he, yeah, I guess he was just
Creepometer.
in awe. I don't know. Even that I sound stupid, but you know what I mean. He did have a very.
He had an appreciation for your level of authenticity
and emotional awareness. It was emotional awareness.
That's it. Bingo.
Yeah. Anyway, so ego to me is ego is kind of gets in the way. Ego is what shows up when you get hurt, when you feel good, and it kind of sometimes can take over a person's.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm following you. So ego is the part
it can be good and bad, but
that is judging and assessing your value.
I guess so, on a very surface material level.
Right. Not on a what really matters level,
Yes.
but it's how. So if I understand what you're saying, ego is that part of you, in the context of our conversation, that part of you that can get in the way of authenticity because it's that mask that you wear that you want people to see.
Oh, good. Ego, yes. And yes, and because we were just talking about this, don't come at us. I don't have the textbook in front of me. I don't have the dictionary, and I'm not a professor, but how we see ego, or how I use ego in my life, like when I define it.
When you define it. And so what was your question again?
The mask. I loved how you said it's the mask, because it is. And if I think of the textbooks, I think that's, it's like what we show
the world,
to the world
and what we want the world to think we are, as opposed to perhaps
letting people in. That's if we're going to go like trauma and energy work, and like ego is what stops people in and you leaving. Like ego is like the Gorgon at the gate almost.
Okay.
I'm just making that one up on the spot because it's coming to me, and I think that's kind of a cool.
Yeah. It's a protection mechanism.
It's a protection mechanism. Can help you, but can also hinder.
Really hinder you because
some people put it,
and then they think
too
that's
far.
They also, I think sometimes what happens is you get so invested in your ego that you actually don't do the work to go, what's actually behind that? Where am I?
Why am I like that?
Why am I putting that face forward? And Lord knows I've had to do a lot of that work. And also dissolving the ego to kind of go, okay, what actually matters, as opposed to what I present to the world that I think matters, what
would you think? Let's talk about each other to show people. What do you think your ego to present to the world is versus?
I know what takes me out is I want to appear intelligent. I want people to think I'm smart, and smart in the academic sense of the word smart. I was very driven to always, I have 3 university degrees, and I got them so that I could look smart, as opposed to because
instead of really wanting to learn more.
They were 2 of them were in theater, and one of them was in teaching. And I look back and I go, why did I need a university degree to go and do the craft that I loved? Because I felt I needed that to seem like I was worthy of doing it.
I was so the opposite for theater, and I get what you're saying. So is
my ego drove me.
I was always like,
and fear if I didn't have a degree that I would be unemployable.
And were there any other personal reasons that drove you to have multiple degrees and employable?
Well, all those things. Like there was this, I wanted to be seen by society of having letters behind my name, and that being the definition of someone who's intelligent. They have lots of letters behind their name.
Okay,
so that's ego.
Yeah, so that's your ego.
Yeah,
and I mean maybe not at this moment, but like for most of your life.
Yeah,
and then. What is it that so that's the mask you're presenting to the world. Mm-hmm. What's behind the mask, Jane? No, but we don't have to get super deep or anything. No. I'm not trying to lay it all out to our thousands of listeners.
Hi, Blythe.
Hi, Mom. I don't even know if Mom's still listening.
I don't have Blythe either.
Oh, Kirsty. Hi, Kirsty. Okay.
that's the huge part that I've had to really examine and go, because that's what kind of took me out in the last 48 hours is like, I was listening to some of our stuff and I was like, oh my God, I don't sound smart. I don't know. I don't sound like I have my shit together. I don't sound intelligent. And I just was like, oh my God, I don't want to be seen as that. And then I'm like, that is a construct. That is a construct of my ego. What I want, what's behind that is I want to be authentic. I want, that word's over maligned, but I want to be genuine. I want to be, and I question this. I want to be seen for who I actually am.
I see.
I know you do, which is why. But I want to be seen for who I actually am, not who I thought I should be.
I get it, and I'm going to say, and I know the clips you're talking about because, well, now they're up on social medias, but even before. And I know what you're talking about. And I'm going to tell you, as outside looking in, I do see a very knowledgeable, experienced, opinionated, and I think that's great. Because if you're a wiffle waffle person, how you can't move forward if you're always going back and forth on the fence.
Yeah, and here's that thing.
And
like, go ahead.
And
thank you.
You do come across as all of those things. But because of the way we talk and we shoot the shit and we swear and we laugh and we're beyond foolish sometimes, that doesn't take away all the smarts. And that's what I've had to learn, because I grew up being, oh, you're chatty Cathy. Oh, you're always sunny. Oh, you always had to smile. And I really thought I was dumb. And I wasn't.
Not.
And I'm learning I'm pretty freaking smart. And I'm not, I am. But the perception that everyone had of me wasn't because of what I.
Isn't it a shame that someone who's so full of joy like you are, that we associate people that are naturally bright and full of energy and lots of laugh and joy, we don't associate them as being also the capacity of being very bright and intelligent. Like, it's funny, that word bright, you can be bright, but you can't be bright. You know what I mean? But you are. But it's also the way we've defined intelligence in society. And here's the thing, like so I look at our prime minister and I go, smart dude, holy cow. Like, I respect that kind of smarts. I don't have that. And
well, that's smarts that certain brains have to have that smarts.
Exactly.
My brains
and
don't do that.
He's doing what he's good at.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what I'm recognizing as I get older, is I'm like, part of being like smart is also recognizing what you're good at,
what your strengths are,
and leaning into it.
Yeah.
Right. And I am leaning into this because you know what? We're in the 1% now of people who have been consistent with podcasts, and we're showing up vulnerably and raw. And
we're still not perfect.
I know, but I discount it so fast. I kind of go, well, that's what we do. We're doing that quite easily.
I don't even look at that number. I don't even pay attention to that.
But it is something.
It is something. It is something.
It is something. And you know, even with the troll that we're starting to get, and
I love the troll.
There will be
troll.
more. Thank you, troll. Even though there'll be more, there's a part of me that goes, that's okay. That would cave out some people right away. So I have to reframe my identity around what is intelligence, right? And what is authenticity. And so my ego is really.
And what does your ego need to be fed now versus back then? Like, now you're going, that's not going to attack
feed my own ego. I can't look at anyone else anymore. That's the big part of growing older. Is like, I don't need you to let me know I'm smart or capable, but I fall into that trap I still get pulled into that old version of myself that is like me, think I'm smart, please.
Right. So
but then I remember I don't need to do that.
We don't. That is, if anything, this whole podcast and this is all coming from you and I going, I'm so done. Like, what do you want to do with your life? I don't know. What do you want to do? But I'm just so done of trying to do things that validate me from the outside in.
Yeah.
And that, so,
and intrinsically, we both knew that this would validate us.
And
from
it
the
is.
inside out.
But it also, we've both discovered, it is feeding us organically, and it is also bringing up little remnants of shit we thought we had taken care of in the past. So that's why, onions.
And we're very happy to share that with you, so that, this is a process. We want it live on mic so that you can see that we're going through it. And you can too.
But yeah, by no means do we profess to be experts
or have our shit together.
But we are older. I nearly said old, but I'm not old yet.
No.
Which is my shit. We'll bring that up later.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just, I know things, you know things. I mean, some things I will say I'm an expert in because I know I am because I've worked at it. Some things I just know a lot of because I've gone through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of stuff and everything. So I don't know, like my ego.
Yeah,
I never needed university degrees and stuff like that. Like I have my theater. I went to early childhood education. I went to musical theater. And I guess, I don't know what my ego needed. I kind of was a la 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 person my whole life, but I did I guess,
Here comes.
I don't think I had a strong enough ego.
Interesting. Tell me more about that.
If I'm thinking about it the way we're talking about it,
yeah, tell me about that.
I would allow anyone else, if I had a thought, no, that's not good enough, I'd be like, yeah, you're right, that's not good enough. Like I didn't have a strong enough ego to push back on that.
Okay.
Now, anyone who knew me, you can say differently, and you're probably right too.
No.
But I'm.
Catch it.
See, I just did it.
You just did it.
So maybe I am right.
But no one knows you better than you.
I know. And I get, yeah. Isn't that weird? Every time I say something, because I know that someday someone might hear it from my past and go, well, that's not how it went. But that's how it's their perception
version of truth and reality and their experience of you. Only you know
you know how it is. Of course, the other person's going to experience a different truth and a different reality. And by no means... And the actual,
it just means that's their experience.
Every different view shows you a different picture, right? And somewhere in the middle is the actual chain of events. But my ego is, I never liked to be told stupid. I never liked to be told to shut up. I always felt that my voice was. I learned to not talk a lot. But when I'm excited, I do. And then someone would always say, you're too much, calm down, don't talk so much. It's too overwhelming right now. So I have a lot of that I kind of, I guess maybe that's where I went to theater, because I could be loud and exuberant, especially improv, which I did for years. Improv saved me while I was going through the fall of my marriage, because that was a place where I could just let it all out and I could be as big and crazy, because at home I felt I had to be very contained. Right. So
I found that too. Theater was like where I could be myself most.
Yeah. And I guess that fed the ego that I wasn't getting in other areas of my life of, you're not too much, too loud. You're a good person. You're a smart person. You're a,
and the
wow,
gifts
that
you
was
have
fantastic.
Have a great purpose here.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I've often admired you. Like when we talk, I admire, you've always had this strength of, I needed to be smart, so I have 3 university degrees. I just listen to that and go, oh my God, I'm going to sit in those lecture halls for like how many years?
I don't think that was necessarily a good thing though. Like,
no, I know, but when
what
you
was driving me was not necessarily.
Yeah. For good or for bad. I've admired all the things you have accomplished in your life, maybe for the wrong reasons looking back, but you've accomplished a lot. I sometimes think, I look back and think, I didn't. That's not an ego thing. That's not a regret. And maybe a regret, but not a regret, but just a, God, if I had felt stronger in my core back then, there's so much more I probably would have done. Do you know what I mean by that?
I don't know. Keep talking.
I don't want to.
I know, it's why I'm asking you to keep talking, because
if I think back at all the things I could have done, and then someone said something or something happened, instead of going, no, I really want to do this, I'm going to keep doing this, and up your butt, up your, who is it? Up your nose with a rubber hose. But like, what did we say when we were kids? What was it? Up your nose with a rubber hose, up your butt. I don't know if anyone can finish that sentence, because I know I said it when we were kids. We had the weirdest things. But I always, to keep the peace, and I know where that comes from in my childhood, just keep the peace. Don't yell. I know where it comes from in the marriage. Like, I know where all this comes from. Keep the peace.
But I look at what you accomplished, and I think it actually has more value because you came through a challenging marriage and you came out the other side and you survived that and parented your children and you created a life for yourself. Like, you did really hard
and
things.
And
I
look
at that, and that to me, I go, wow. Like,
and I look at that and go, well, I wasn't the greatest here. And oh, my kids, there were times when they probably needed a stronger mom or a mom who wasn't wallowing in their.
What parent doesn't look back and go, I could have.
Yes.
Like, I do that too. Absolutely.
You do that?
Absolutely. There's things I look back and go,
children love you.
Absolutely.
My children love me too. Don't get me wrong.
Of course they do. And I think I told my kids very early on, they won't mind me saying this. I said, I will fuck up. I told them right early, like in their early teens, I said, I will fuck up. Oh. I love you to the ends of the earth. And there are things that I'm going to say and do that you're going to go, I don't think so. I said, just keep talking to me. I said, I'm not going to be perfect. I said, but what I will be is I will be perfect in the fact that I love you with every fiber of my being. However, that doesn't practically mean things will always be perfect. And so I also said to them very early on, here's a number for a therapist. I am like, there's going to be things that you won't want to talk to me about because I was the person that caused the problem.
I said that to my kids too, especially through the separation. I'm like, do you guys want to talk to someone? They refused.
The difference was I didn't say, do you want to? I said, here's a number.
Well, I kept saying, I didn't say it, do you want to? I said, I'd like you to.
Right.
And then as they got older and less out of my control, I'm like, are you sure you don't want to maybe talk to someone? Because a lot of the shit that you're talking to me about is about me. Mm-hmm. And am I the best person? I'm always here for you. I've told my kids, you want to rant, you would vent, that's fine. And I used to joke saying, listen, I don't have any money for putting into a school fund, but I've got a penny jar for your therapy fund. Because I'm going to do something. And anytime I did get, like if I yelled too much and I remember like losing my shit and going, that was so uncalled for, that I would go back up after we'd all calmed down and said, Mommy was wrong.
Right.
That was too much.
That you have to appreciate.
Like, I think they needed to
huge.
know that
That's
you can
huge.
make a mistake and then say sorry for
and
that.
own it. And actually seeing that process of like, I fucked up. I lost my cool. I lost my temper. I shouldn't have done or said what I did. And then to go back to them and go, okay, I'm imperfect and I'm learning and here's where I went wrong and I'm hoping you can forgive me and we can move on.
Right.
And whatever you need, I'm here for you. That's, I think that's the best thing a parent can do. Like, my parents never fought in front of me. I didn't know how to do it because I never, and it wasn't because
Your
they
parents
didn't.
never fought?
I didn't say it. They didn't
in
fight
front of you, sorry, in
front of us. So I was like, I don't know how to do this. Right. And because I had big feelings and big emotions early in my marriage, when we started fighting, it was like bad, like right out of the gate. We were like, oh shit. Like, I don't, whoo, wow.
Yeah.
So we were in therapy a year and a half in to our marriage.
And also, but
thank God.
Good for you. Yes.
Well, thank God.
Doing it until you're leaving each other and hating each other.
Right. But I'm very grateful that I had a partner who was willing to do that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we really needed it. And my parents weren't perfect. I'm not perfect. You weren't perfect. And anyone who holds themselves up and says, I was a perfect parent. I'm like, and also too, here's the thing. I believe as parents, like, that you have kids that you love them all, but your job is to get them, right? Like, who are you? How do I?
Well, not to get them. I think your job
to understand.
That's
what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
To understand them.
Let them grow into who they're supposed to be instead of a version of who you want to be or
exactly,
you.
Exactly.
When I see people trying to live vicariously through their kids, I always love telling my kids, give me the tea on, give me the tea on what you did when you went out. Because I'm like, I remember those days, but I'm not going, can I come?
Right.
I have gone out with my kids and it is super fun. I do remember at karaoke a couple times and my girls and I think because it was just the three of us.
Right. It's
for a long time through their teen years, we did have drinking nights together. We have those moments, not every time, but we have those because I would let them have their friends over at my house. Right. And because it was a safe spot for them to experiment with all the stupid alcohol. No, you can't mix, and no, you can't drink this much, and you're going to throw up. You're also going to learn how to clean it up when you throw up, like all the stuff instead of in some farmer's field. And if that's what I've bestowed upon my children, I'm the greatest.
It's one of many, many lessons, right? And the thing is, like, there's no rule book, I think, for any single parent book. This is how you parent a child. It's like, how do you parent
remember when they were babies?
That child? Right. I mean, they were all so different.
And I was like, let them cry it out. And my kids slept with me because I needed to sleep.
Exactly.
I needed to sleep.
And, and there's so much competition and judgment amongst early parents about or early parent education. This is the way to do it. It's like my real feeling on it is that you can read all those books, but ultimately you have to look your child in the eye and go, how do I?
Okay, this is what they say to do, but how are you reacting?
Exactly. How do I parent you?
Yeah.
And of all these 20 philosophies that I've read, what's going to work?
So
for
different.
You?
Kids are so. Each child is. I mean, look. You had how many children in
3.
your family? I had 3. No, I mean, when you
I
were
was
siblings,
5.
I was 3. 3 girls. You go, all girls. They should all be. And we were very close together. So it wasn't like, your parents were a totally different age and stage and how they talk about that. We were 3 girls within 5 years.
Yeah, we were 3 girls in 5 years. We were 4 girls.
You guys were 4 girls in 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're completely, like, we're similar. Of course, we are, because we have from the same household and stuff, but we're all completely so different. And it's I always think that's so fascinating how that happens.
Children are a bit like a gift that you unwrap and kind of discover as you go along.
Well, and then they still, and I look at them as adults now. Like, my babies are adults. They're, how old are they? What year is this? They're like 24, and Kara's going to be turning. Holy fuck! Kara's going to be turning 28. I cannot have a 30-year-old child.
Yes, you can.
After when that happens, we don't talk about how old she is. Oh my God!
Well, I look at my parents
because I keep thinking in my body, like in my head, I'm in my late 30s.
I know, but here's the super cool thing. I keep reframing it because this concept of our children turning certain ages. But here's it: like, my parents are in their mid to late 80s, and they have children now that are 68 plus, and I'm like, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to have children in their 60s, and I'm going to be in my 80s. I have so much time.
Yeah.
It's so great about that is we have so much time to have this whole next chapter of our lives is going to be so fucking cool.
Because we're going to be living it our way.
Yeah.
Fucking finally living it our way.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, if you want to go by the title, the sage stage is not we know all. It's just that we're sage enough to know we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And you still rock the boat with that. And
I'm here to, like, live fully. Whatever that means.
So dizzy. There's a huge amount of energy that just came in. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, so obviously that was a moment. That was a big moment. Like, we are.
Yes. No, we're moving on. And that's it. Like, this whole next chapter, whether it's this podcast or not, but it's something, there's time to really grow something and something amazing.
And I think, and you look at all those posts, and I love them. I go, yeah, I'm not that old. Louise Hayes was 55 or something when she wrote her first book. J.K. Rowling's was this age.
No alcohol in this coffee either.
Cher is, no, I love the one when all their boyfriends and like, don't worry, your soulmate's not born yet. But you know what? More power to you, Cher.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to date someone that was that much younger than me, though. That'd be stressful.
That's like 40 years younger?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
But shit, you're in your 70s? You don't want to date a 70-year-old man?
Probably not. I don't think
I would, because I like a silver fox. But it depends. They have to be in shape. I don't mean skinny. I don't mean that. I'm not all about physique, but like in shape, in that they're active, they're match me energy level.
I was saying to John that if I found myself single again for whatever reason, and he's not allowed to go, but if for whatever reason
you're not allowed to go,
I don't know if I'd want to date again.
Oh, I don't think I'd go out and like after the heartbreak was over. No, but if it found me, I'm one of those.
I don't.
If something hits me in the face, I'm not going to go, I'm pretending this didn't happen.
I guess I would. It would be one of those situations that I wouldn't know until it happened. But
Exactly.
at this point, looking forward, I'm like, whew, that just seems like a lot.
No, because we have a lot of girlfriends, and do you want to lose someone again and go through the heartbreak of like breakups?
My mother introduced me to this phrase that I thought was brilliant. She said, people don't like to, women in particular, because statistically, and I just read this yesterday, so I might get this one right. Statistically,
I might get this wrong, but I might get this one right.
This right is that married men live longer than single men. They're healthier than single men. Women do not live as long as single women, and they're not as healthy as married women.
I can see that. 100%.
It's actually this inverse, and this is not a blame thing. I'm not saying dudes are at fault, but women in relationships tend to
we pour so much into someone else.
Exactly, that they actually have that there's less care and caretaking that goes on for themselves. The stats don't lie. Feel free to look it up. So, but the opposite is true for men. Men live longer if they're married, and men are healthier. Like that. That's
because
the point.
Because they're being taken care of. And boys, I'm not slamming boys, but they may not take care of themselves when they're by themselves. They don't have someone saying, "What'd you eat today?
Exactly.
What did you like?
Exactly.
Did you have a piece
take your medication?"
Of course, that's Rich today. Did you have a piece of fruit today? And I'm like, maybe.
Oh, that's nice.
Rich does. He's very healthy because his mother taught him. She lived to 91, 92. She had dementia, but she was still ramrod straight, shoulders back, because she'd always go chest out, tummy, and that's how you walked. If you see Rich, he stands tall. She brought them up on flaxseed, chia seeds, like it was in everything.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
And this is the 70s.
Wow. Good for her. But I got to remember my thought. The phrase.
Go.
My mom told me that why a lot of her sisters, once they were widowed, did not want to marry again, because you end up becoming the nurse or the purse.
Right.
And I was like, oh.
But yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah. And that's, again, it's a gross characterization, over characterization
or both.
Of late.
Or both,
right? And I'm just like, I'm not but I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyways, there's freedom, right? In my marriage now, though, it's great because we're both, the kids are not home, and I love it when they do come home. There's time for us to reset to what we need to do for ourselves.
100%.
Yeah. So
do you have conversations like Rich and I will joke, like, so who do you think is going to be taking care of who?
Oh no, I don't talk about that. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, not talk, like, but if one of us makes one of those, does something where you just go, whoops, so that was pretty smart. Who's going to be? And I'll be like, I'm probably going to be taking care of you.
Yeah. Well, it's statistically,
more often, he takes care of me now.
Die a little younger.
Yeah. But I made a soul contract with him that he would go first.
Oh, did you?
He's had so much loss in his life. I said, I will not make you do that again. So, like, I've soul contracted. I mean, unless I get hit by a bus, which is not going to happen. But yeah, I will not let him go through that again.
No, I'm.
So I might have to kill him just so it works if I get sick. If I get diagnosed with something, I'll be like, honey, I got to take you out back.
Kill you out.
Because I promised you would go first.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
I'm the worst.
It's funny. John and I, the only thing we've talked about is that if either of us end up in a severe state of dementia, like we've both promised each other, it's like,
take me out back and shoot me.
Take me out back. Don't let me linger like that. Yes. And I am of that mind.
I have also told Rich what I want as a funeral.
Have you?
Oh, yes. I don't know if I'm allowed to have it, because I would like a funeral pyre. And I would love to be taken out wearing a beautiful full sequined gown with feathers, and that carried by hot, well-oiled men. Not too oily. I don't want them to catch on fire. Carrying my fucking beautiful sequined dead body and just tossed and you all dance around and have the best freaking time with drumming.
Wait, you're on a pyre. What do you mean?
Yeah, but well, like they carry me to the pyre, and then as my body burns, there's the biggest celebration because we all know it's just an empty body. My soul's dancing with you,
right?
Like, come on, I want to go
Chandra,
out like that.
I love that.
And if you can't do it, just have an effigy and just have my little urn where it's safely burnt and
safely
burnt in its little box or however you burn people, and just I want like as if like a Cleopatra.
Oh my God, yeah. I love that.
I would love to be carried like. Could you imagine if I went? Okay, I'm gonna die. Carry me out like that. Put me on the boat and then push me off.
I wonder if there's any world where you could actually do that. Because like,
wouldn't that be great?
Ooh. Yeah, it would be great.
I mean, come on, wouldn't that be great? Like, I don't want people.
That would be so
I don't
great.
want anyone standing around doing a ceremony and crying about me. Because I mean, and not that I don't love them, because I go to them of my loved ones, and yes, but it's not. Tell a couple stories about how I pirouetted into a lake because I was trying to show everyone I could do ballet and then fell. Or how about I nearly drowned in the rapids, or when I like put my teeth through my lip. Like, tell the stupid stories that make everyone laugh.
Right. Exactly. I feel like that too. It's like I'm not to be more in the sense that like it's meant to be a joyful time. It can't be. Sorry, I take that back. It's not a joyful time.
I'm going to just. It should be. It is joyful that body, that soul is not within that body that was not doing them any service.
But out of respect for the people that
it's
very
full of
sad.
I mean, it's tons of grief. I mean, yes, you're right.
So
I'm thinking of myself. I would be very happy when I get out of this
I'll
body.
Be like, yeah, I'll be like, but I do worry about the people that would be
it's
left
always
behind.
The grief is for the people who are left behind to have to now miss us.
Exactly.
And that is hard. And I take back everything I said. My kids better be sobbing.
Not dancing
better be. Oh, no, they can be
dancing
They would
and
be dancing,
sobbing.
carrying pictures of me, going, "I love you, Mom." Oh, and like dolls made out of my hair.
You're crazy.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start making these dolls and give it to them when I'm 80.
Could you imagine? This is the doll that you have at my funeral that you get to dance.
This is the effigy. This is me, and just know that I've put my actual real self in there. And here, I'm dressed in sequins. you know.
Face on your kids. They're like,
oh, my kids would be like, "What the fuck, Mom?" And I'd be like, "Just
the face."
Oh, because the dress is made. You know how people make teddy bears out of loved ones' T-shirts or ties? Oh, they do. They take their clothes and they'll make a quilt out of their old clothes.
Oh, quilts I can get.
And no, they make sometimes teddy bears to put like for grandparents. I don't know, for kids. I don't know. I've seen them. I think they're not of their skin. It's of their clothes.
It's just for me.
Why is a quilt okay, but not a teddy bear?
A teddy bear is like it's because when I was a kid, all of my stuffed animals had
talked to you.
Yes, and they had personalities, and they were people, and I was like.
But then you would have like your loved one come and talk to you as a teddy bear.
So weird.
Hi, Jane. I love you. Give me a hug.
Oh my God! Could you imagine? We just wrote a horror film. The premise of a horror film,
but like it'd be a comedy.
But it's
because
a teddy bear.
it's actually it's an SNL
Yes.
skit where they T-shirts of your loved ones made into this teddy bear. You can hug them all night, and then at night, I am with you forever.
Totally SNL.
Oh my God, I love it. If you do this skit, SNL people, we get some off it.
Pod,
yeah.
Please.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, hit the mic. Ego.
There's
what?
About ego and having an effigy of yourself, I have to say.
You know what? It's just filling my ego. Oh. But this was good for our ego.
Yeah.
Laughing. I mean, so ego is not necessarily a bad thing. People do go, oh, like egotistical and full of yourself is ego. But I think you can be full of yourself in a healthy, positive way.
Yeah.
I think you should have people talk about, well, you have a really good ego.
You have a healthy ego.
That means, I think, so that to me means a balance. That means a balance of.
It's funny, the word ego has such a negative connotation.
It does.
It's hard to. I think people say more like you have wonderful self-confidence.
Yes,
you have wonderful self-awareness.
I have yes, and that's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
But I have heard
but to say to someone, you have a great ego. It
no,
never
but
works.
I've heard healthy ego.
Healthy ego. Yeah,
I've heard healthy ego. So
we're working on getting.
I'm working on
healthy ego.
I think my ego's fairly healthy. It might need a vitamin once in a while.
Yeah.
But
Same.
I hope that, you know, like anything, my ego is healthy, and occasionally if it gets sick or weak, I have the wherewithal to see it, and I'm not so driven by outside influences.
Yeah, that's the main
to
thing.
feed or destroy my ego.
Yeah, and it's amazing how quickly those come in and try to take you out.
Yeah.
And that was me yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like I was just like, "Whoo."
But I love you.
I love you too.
And we've made this pact.
Mm-hmm.
We also made the pinky pact of walking today.
Oh yeah,
we have to drive, and it's so we will walk around the block.
We'll walk around the block.
We'll walk around the block
at my parents' place.
At your parents' place.
There we go. It's a nice little block.
We will do that.
We'll do that.
So we are trying to keep our pact together, and now we have the pact of always being open. And when our egos get hurt or bruised, we will talk about it.
Yeah, we're talking.
Because when you're working with somebody, especially a friend, you don't want that to. I don't want it to alter anything. I don't think it would ever, but. Because of the friendship, you don't want to hurt the other person by saying, "Hey, can we change that?" Or "Hey," and it has gone both ways.
It has both ways, yeah.
So, but we always do talk about. It's okay.
I think the main thing is you just got to talk about is about having, uncomfortable conversations are the only way through some of this stuff. And as my experience in the past has been trying to be honest. I have had the experience in the past of trying to be honest with somebody often makes the whole situation way worse. So
yes,
that I was
too.
like, and in those and when
but that's because their ego is damaged.
Exactly,
beyond belief.
And I've recognized that if I can't have an honest conversation with someone, and if we both can't feel better by the end of it, then there's something there's problematic in that relationship that I may not be able to fix.
Right.
And I knew today that when we sat down and talked, that I was like, it's going to be fine at the end. And it is. And it is. Exactly. And we just have to keep doing that.
100%. And I had a thought, and it was a really great closing thought. And it's gone, probably. And then I don't even remember. But anywho, my friends out there, we love you. And listen to yourselves. Oh, fear. It was something about fear. Nope, gone again. Just love yourselves enough to not need other people's validation.
That's it.
To either feed or push you down.
You can never own yourself if you're worried about what other people think.
You got to just love yourself. And we love you.
And thank you for listening.
And we'll see you next time.